But what if the Kool-Aid is tasty? We've all got storage servers to store our data, but what happens when you need more than a couple dozen terabytes to store your data? What if you need like 100 terabytes or a petabyte of storage? What if you've got large sets of data that you need stored somewhere on your network? At some point, you can't connect any more hard drives to your chassis. That's where the Storinator comes in. The Storinator from 45 drives, depending on your model, will connect 45 or even 60 drives inside its server chassis. This will let us expand our storage to unimaginable to this point levels. Let's set this thing up. Let's see what we got in the box. This one is only the second biggest model because we can only fit this length of a server on our server rack. Anything bigger than this, and the butt end would be sticking out of the back of the server rack, and oh, it's heavy. This thing doesn't even have drives in it yet. Okay. Yeah, this one holds 45 drives, and there is a larger one that can take 60. And then your total capacity is going to be limited by what size drives you like to put in. Now, while we really like TrueNAS for most of our storage solutions, one thing that TrueNAS won't let us do is set up a RAID array and then add drives to it and expand that RAID array. Now, reportedly, this function is supposed to be coming, but we need this server now. So instead, we're going to be opting for another very popular option, Unraid. That's what it is, Unraid. And the reason we're doing this is that Unraid uses their own array system that actually does let you add drives to an array. Okay, we got it. So for our initial array, we've opted for the 8 terabyte Iron Wolf by Seagate, and we've got 8 of them to start with. So that gives us raw capacity, obviously, of 64 terabytes. We're going to see what kind of redundancy options are available to us in Unraid. This is our first time playing with Unraid. There we go, 1. But we're going to be somewhere around 50 terabytes to start off with as an initial capacity. And then as we grow and collect more data, we can add and expand our array. The system disks are going to be the USB because Unraid installs on a USB key, which we're a little bit iffy on, but hey, they know what they're doing, right? We've got 8 drives. We don't even use up the first row. This is going to be one heavy unit. Let's get a boot key ready and power this sucker up. Okay, so we pulled out our monitor keyboard. We've prepped a USB key. That is what we're going to be running Unraid off of. And because we're kind of curious how much power this is all running, we're using our stripped power cord, which will measure the amperage that this sucker pulls as we go. Drives are spinning up, Supermicro initializing, SB initializing, some beeping, black screen, and we're in. Grab our ammeter and our hotline and pulling 1.77 amps right now. That's not too bad. IPv4 address not set. That's an interesting message. Okay, so like always, we only read the instructions when we hit a roadblock. Reading the next little bit of instructions led us to believe we got to configure a few things before it's going to be available on the network. So if we go into Unraid OS GUI mode, when we get this little pop-up here, that should give us something that we can tell it how to get back onto our network. Let's find out. All right, so that was a little adventure. Because we're using a server grade board with multiple NICs on it, Unraid actually expected the multiple NICs to be bonded. So after a little bit of Google foo, we found out all we got to do is go into our boot/config/network.cfg file, change the default parameters for bonding from yes to no, reboot, and voila, we've got our GUI up on the network. Once you're in the GUI, you're configuring your storage pools and your Samba shares just like any other NAS device that you would configure on your network. And we're off to the races to dump a lot of files onto our brand new Storinator. All right, thanks for watching. See you next week. I got it. Oh boy. That was almost dangerous. I need a screw. Dang it. Oh, everything takes so long to boot when it's doing it safely. Black screen, which means it's getting ready to show me something pretty, or it's going to sleep. Hello?